Hello, how are you? Welcome. Y'all, you are going to absolutely love this project tonight. So here is a partial, just a little part of it, okay? That's not even everything. So come hang out for a little while. We're gonna put this thing together. It's gonna be so, so cute. You're gonna absolutely love it. And let me see if I can find my video and then we can get going, okay? All right, so I already started painting. I'm using Cherry, the new paste color, which I love this paste color. I'm trying to reach, do a long reach over here to get me a paintbrush. And so I did already start painting. This one's too small. Because there's a lot to this, but I don't think it's gonna take us that long, honestly. I think it won't be that big of a deal, but I wanted to get going. Keyword tonight is Santa. Let me see if I can put that keyword here in the comments. There we go. All right. Happy Friday to you. I thought Friday was yesterday whenever I first came on last night. So it's Friday today. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Lori. Hi, Carlene. Welcome. Hey, Lisa. What's going on? All right, so I'm going to try. I need to not do this because I'm going to make a mess. And that paintbrush is too darn small. So let me see. Okay, here we go. Look, I found a bigger one. That's a good one. Hi. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Bobby. Welcome, ladies. All right. I need a little bit of water on this, so I'm just going to spray it. And I can see that you can't see what's going on over here. So I'm just using Cherry paste. Okay, this color is absolute perfection for this. For Santa's suit down here. And I'm going to try and get right up next to this, while also not making a mess with red paint. Paste, I guess it is, but also used as paint all the time. Here we go. There we go. So you can comment the word Santa to get this stuff to make this little cutie patootie. And I think y'all are gonna love this one. So if you haven't gone lately and looked at it, you gotta go check out my Etsy. I'm adding new stuff constantly. And I would love for you to go love my shop. And if you have the Etsy app and you favorite my shop, then you should get notifications whenever I add new stuff, whenever I do sales, which I do have a weekend sale going on right now for cutouts. So go check it out. And I've got all of the t-shirts that I have listed on there are also on sale. So, and speaking of that, look at this shirt. Isn't it so cute? It's one of the ones from my shop, y'all. I love it. I love wearing the stuff that I have in my shop because when people tell me, oh, I love that shirt, I can tell them, thanks, I made it. It's really cool to find stuff and design it and print it and then have people love it. So, all right. Trying my best to get around this little, so this area near the bottom of his beard is scored so that you know where to paint, okay? Now up on top is gonna be a little challenging. We're gonna make it through this together though. Okay, oops, I went a little bit over, but that's okay. The beard should hopefully cover that up. So this one has a really pretty beard. Let me see if I can show you. So this is like a layer that goes over the beard, all right? It's gonna be really cool. We are going to use that, what is it called? Rub and Buff on the beard tonight, okay? So hi Sandra, welcome. How are you? Okay, now, I just have to get my so I did this a second ago and I just want to be sure. Okay, so before I start painting up here, I want to know exactly where my hat ends. So if you look on here, let me pick this up and show you. You'll see a little cutout right here. Okay, so that little spot is where the white stops and the red begins for his hat. So that's my little line that I'm using to do his hat. So I'm just going to go across there. Okay, now I could probably paint a little bit lower than that, but I'm going to do kind of a flesh tone for his face. And I'll go ahead and get where that brim of that hat is too while I'm at it. Because the hat brim's gonna cover that up, okay? But this part needs to be painted red and I need more water. All right. Good thing that this paste is washable because I just dripped red onto my floor, but I'm not worried about it because totally washable, not a big deal. And this is a craft room, right? Plus, I don't know if I told y'all, but Chris made me promise that we're not gonna move out of this house for minimum 10 years. So by the time we move out of here, I'm gonna have to replace this carpet anyways. All right, let's see what we've got down here. Now, I kind of wanna just give his suit down here just a little bit of a touch up. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Now, I'm gonna set this aside. Look how good that cherry looks. I love it. And, oops, okay, so as you all know, Chalk has come out with some cutouts of their own. Okay, so we're using tonight the word Mary, okay, which is a chalk cutout. And I'm going to get my little dauber or my makeup sponge. I already started painting this. Now I'm gonna do probably a couple of coats on this so that it's nice and dark red, okay? And having a white background, you just need to go over it a couple of times, but these paint really, really nicely. Isn't it cute? You're gonna love it finished, Elizabeth. I don't know if you saw it. I just posted a couple hours ago on my page in my cutout group, but you're gonna love it, all of you. Y'all, I love Santa. And this one is quickly becoming my new favorite Santa that I've done. So I think he's gonna be real cute. And you know, I can't get over using the rustic round. It's 16 inches and it's a really nice solid wood and you can get it in my shop. So that is part of the sale tonight, okay? So whenever you comment Santa, the rustic round is included in the buy it all deal. All right. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna let that just simmer for a second over here. And oh man, I'm gonna just set this right on there, like that. Okay. There's so much going on over there on my little thing. It's just a lot. So I'm going to put that all in there. And then let me close this up so this doesn't dry out. And then we've got his mustache and the hat brim and some other little pieces that we need to paint up. Okay, plus his nose. Let me see. So that's kind of a gray. I don't have, well, maybe I do. Look, I have this oatmeal color. I think this will be good for a flesh tone. This is, yeah, oatmeal. Okay, so we'll do the white parts first because we're definitely going to need a couple layers. Hi, Mary. Welcome. How are you, love? All right. So, oh, gosh. All right. Another makeup sponge. Just get it a little bit wet And you don't even have to add that much water. I just like to thin this paint out because this chalk paint is super duper thick, okay? And it just makes it easier to spread and go on a little bit smoother. It's not so cakey. And I just love it because then I can kind of spread it with my sponge like that, okay? Now I'm definitely gonna come back and do at least one more layer, maybe two, depending on how we do here. All right, so, and whenever you comment that keyword, make sure that y'all go join my cutout group because that's where I post all my cutouts. Today I posted some on my business page here, but most of the time I post cutouts in my cutout group, or you can go in there and look through what all I have. You can go check out my Etsy, whatever, but that way you're in there and you see it first, okay? Because I don't always do a live with every cutout that I put in my Etsy shop. So if you are in my cutout group, then you'll see it right away. All right, now that's basically dry already. So I have a little surprise for y'all. Early next week, we are going to be doing a retired transfer sale of transfers that you have never seen me have, okay? And these are some oldies, okay? Oldies, I'm telling you. So we are going to be doing a live sale. I would love to see you all there. But all retired stuff, I even have some retired surfaces that I have not seen since right around the time that I started chalk 2 years ago. So if you want to grab them, you better be there because I guarantee you this stuff is not going to last, okay? So just so you know, we're going to do that early next week, okay? So I'm thinking probably Tuesday, and I need to go put in, I'm going to set up an event as soon as I get off my live tonight on my page so that you can go and accept it. Let's see. Okay. Trying to think. I probably am going to use a brush for the face. Let me see if I have a decent one that I can use. Y'all, I have so many cruddy brushes over here. I don't even know why I keep them all stacked in my thing. I need to just chunk them away. But, oh man, that's hard to open. Okay, so, ew. The lid of that is kind of icky. I need to clean that probably, but not today, okay? And let me just show you. So these are the makeup sponges that I use. Don't look at my nails. They're all like coming off, or like the paint is. Okay, so this is a makeup sponge. This one was brand new whenever I used it. I'm just gonna take it and I'm cutting off like, I don't know what that is, maybe 1/4 inch. Throw that part away and then look, this thing is good as new. Okay, it's brand new. We're gonna use it now to paint this with the Blush Tone. Okay, to paint, this is his nose right here. And whenever I get done with it, I'm just gonna set it over here on my desk. It's gonna dry overnight, and then tomorrow, whenever I come in here to do my live, if I need to use a makeup sponge, I'll have one available and I can do the same thing and just cut it off. It's so cool, y'all. I love that. Okay, so I have some holly berries here and a holly leaf. I'm going to just use my little Posca pen just to quickly and easily paint these little pieces. Okay, just like that. I love my Posca pens. Again, on my Amazon on my Amazon list that is on my, whenever you comment the keyword, you can get the link to get your own Posca pens from Amazon, y'all, and I love them. I actually got the thick ones like this. These are like medium, I think. And then I got some thin ones too, just for kind of detail stuff the thin ones are, but I love these and they work great for stuff about this size that you can just quickly color. The paint is amazing. It's acrylic paint. It's nice and good coverage. Here we go. All right. See how fast that was? Amazing. Hey, Rebecca, welcome. All right, so that's the green. And then I think we might be good on these white pieces. I'm gonna let them all dry and then we might come back and do another layer if we need to. But I think we're good. Now these little dots are his eyeballs. And I'm gonna just color them black. All right, and that's that. Okay, pretty easy there. And then we have our guy. I need to paint his face. Okay, so I'm going to continue with my makeup sponge. Now, I'm not gonna go to the edges with the sponge because I don't trust myself, okay? But his face and some of his beard, I think I might actually do this tone to start and then come back and I'll do white where his beard is, okay? So that'll not go in all the way to the edge. I'll just get a small brush and go to the edge, okay? Because I'm no good at painting edges or anywhere near anything else with one of these makeup sponges. I do everything too fast and I'll make a mess. So I don't even try to pretend like I can do it. Just recognize that I can't and move on. Okay, I'm gonna do this real quick. So I thought I shook this, but maybe I didn't. I like to use the lid. That way I don't have to paint and have to dirty up another paint tray. Because y'all, the least amount of stuff in this house that I can wash, the better, okay? Although I did, so I got I bought these Tupperware, or not Tupperware, well, they sort of are. They're like the storage containers that you use in your pantry, you know what I'm talking about? They have like sealable lids on top, okay? So I got some of those, and I love them. I use them for my embellishments, and I just love them. They work so good. So I took one of those and I fill it up with water and I put my like squeegees in there, my color trays, all that stuff, and let them soak. And then whenever they're done, like after a day, I can just dump them out and rinse them, and y'all, there's no scrubbing, nothing. It's great. Even like dried on paint and all that good stuff. Completely comes out clean. It's amazing. So give that a try if you hate washing squeegees and stuff. Okay, so, oh man, I don't know why I did that. You know? All right, let us get the edges over here. And then I do want to come back with white on his beard, but I wanted to make sure I got a good face tone or skin tone for his face. And you know what? I meant to bring some blush in here with me because one of my friends was saying that she uses blush on her paint projects for cheeks, to give a little red cheek. And y'all, that's genius. And I meant to bring, I have like tons of little sample size stuff and like old blushes that I never used all of it. But it's such a great idea, and I never realized, you guys all probably know that that's a great idea, but I never even would have thought of that on my own. Hi, Patsy, how are you? Welcome, my friend. All right. So, this is gonna come together. Y'all are gonna love this project, I'm telling you. I tell you, it's gonna be great. I love Santa, and I'm so ready. Y'all, Christmas is gonna be here before we know it. Seriously. It feels like the years just fly by. Sorry, my nose is kind of itchy for some reason. Okay. All right. They're just flying. So Christmas will be here, the new year before long, y'all. And did you know that we've got a launch coming up next month? Another one, it's the big holiday launch. So it'll be tons and tons of new holiday stuff, which we got a little taste of that, didn't we? With the new cardinal and the awesome church. Oh my gosh. How many of you got that church? I cannot wait to do that project. Oh my gosh. I love it. Hi, Lori. Look, girl, you're telling me to bring some cooler weather. I'm like melting over here, okay? I cannot handle this. Especially living, now Tennessee didn't have no humidity, but we didn't have a lot of humidity. And now I'm like, oh boy, I can't even walk outside to take Dozer out to the bathroom without just being like, oh no, I can't breathe out here. Can't do it. All right. Let me just see. I think that's all of my cutouts besides the beard and this Mary thing. Let me put this over here because it keeps sticking. Okay, and then I want to come back and paint his beard area white. But, so there's my little Santa, y'all. He's going to be so cute. Oh my gosh. I love it. Yes, the church is so great. I just love it, Sue. I'm glad you got yours. I'm really shocked that it didn't sell out, really, because that one, I'm sure, was a crowd pleaser. 106, my goodness. Hi, Marie. How are you? Welcome, my friend. So happy to have you on. The 40s. Ugh. You lucky girl, you. Now, you know, I never did like it whenever I was in Tennessee, and we would have people over at the house, and we would want to go like sit outside in the evenings, and it would get cool. Like even in the middle of the summer when it's 100 degrees outside during the day, it would get cold enough to where I would need a little light jacket. And I never really liked sitting outside at night because of that. Plus, on our back porch, we installed these fans out there, and whenever you turn on the switch, because it only had one switch, and we didn't want to install a second switch, so whenever you turn on the switch, the fans were wired to the switch, and they didn't have a pull cord or anything like that, and so if the lights were on, the fans were on, and I just can't. Now, I'm in Texas, and I'm like, always having a fan on in every room I'm in. Okay, there's my Mary, and y'all, this cherry I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I can't stop loving it. I mean, look how pretty it is. It's so pretty, and it is literally the color of cherries. Okay, so let's take a look at our Mr. Santa Claus here. I'm going to just let that dry a little bit. And while that's drying, we're going to come over. So this is the beard. Okay, if you can see that. That's like the top layer of the beard. Now, I had an idea, because you know me and ideas, and I'm like, this tape is not playing nice with me. I put new tape on today, and it's super sticky. And I'm just making a mess of it, honestly. Okay. Let's do this. My gosh. Okay. Oh, the church. I can't wait. Y'all, if you haven't gotten yours yet, I don't know what you're waiting on, but I need you to go over there and grab it before it's gone. Because whenever it goes and it sells out, I thought I got paint on me just now. It scared me whenever I scratched my nose. Yay! I hope they showed up okay. And were you ever able to get Etsy to work on the review thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but y'all, I'm trying to open this and it's really stuck on there. I need to try that Vaseline trick that you taught me, Rebecca, for this too, I guess. I didn't think that that would stick. Okay, so this is Rub and Buff. Let me show you. This one is Silverleaf, okay? Now, here's what we're gonna do. Let me find one. These are those little daubers that I made, but I'm gonna use one of these little brushes, okay? These are just from Dollar Tree. And so this stuff is like really, really smelly if you've never used it before. Okay, this one is silver, and this is what I'm gonna do. I just got a very small amount, okay, on my brush, and I'm just going to literally rub that right on. I did not pre-paint this. I did not do primer or anything else. Literally just Rub and Buff on here, and I think this is gonna look really cool for his beard, you know, because like a little bit of silver in his beard, you know. And this design on this beard is so cool too. So yeah, they smell, so make sure that you have good ventilation whenever you're using this Rub and Buff, okay? Don't be using it in a closed up room. Don't let kids use it. Don't get it on your hands, because now a lot of people, they'll like put it on their finger, and I used to do the same thing too. But it's like oil-based paint. It reminds me of that paint that my brother used to use whenever he would do model cars. Like, but that was liquid. But anyways, the silver always smelled the same way. Anyway, whenever you get it on your hands, because it's like an oil, it's real hard to get off. Okay, now you can get it off with baby wipes or even soap, but you really have to scrub. So, plus, I don't want to get it on my nails, or under my nails or anything like that. So, I just every time I go to Dollar Tree, I buy a pack of these cheapo. You get like, I don't know, 6 or 8 of them in a pack for $1.25, and that works for me. Now, this is looking awesome. See how pretty that is? Plus, this Rub and Buff is so, so shiny. I love it. So if you've never tried Rub and Buff, you need to grab you some. I bought mine on Amazon, but they have it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart, all the places that you can buy craft stuff. But my go-to is Amazon, so that I'm not leaving the house. Plus, like, I usually I'll think of something and I'll be like, oh, I need to get this. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just order it. And then it shows up. And Chris is like, okay, well, there's 10 packages in there. And I say, okay, thank you. And then it's like Christmas, trying to remember what I ordered. What's really funny is, you know, Dozer gets a toy box every month. He's actually, I got him a second one because he's been chewing stuff up around the house lately. And so I went ahead and I signed him back up for BarkBox, just for the toys though, not for treats, because he gets treats with the other box. But when his box comes, y'all, you would think, I guess he can smell it through the box. I don't know what they spray on those, but he knows that that is his box. And that kid is never more excited than whenever his box comes. And he's gotten really good. Like, he knows he's got to sit to get anything. He loves ice. By the way, Rebecca, are you still here? So Rebecca's where I got Dozer from, by the way, if you didn't know that. So her dogs had puppies, and I went up there and picked him up from her. Okay, so there's my beard. Look how pretty it is. Okay, so do your dogs, are they obsessed with ice? Or is Dozer's dad obsessed with ice? I feel like he's like a spitting image of his dad. So I don't know. He's nuts about ice, y'all. I'm telling you, I cannot have ice in this house without this dog freaking out. Okay, I cannot go to the ice maker. I cannot get a glass of ice water without him being right there sitting. He does sit because he knows better. Okay, so let me just, darn it, I should have measured this out first, but this is probably very close to dry. That's the other great thing about this Rub and Buff. It dries so fast, but let me just set this here so that I know. Okay, now I know. So let me just look again. Okay, so basically this whole section right here is just beard. So I'm probably not going to go up that high. I'll probably dip down a little bit lower just so I make sure that I don't cover too much. But I'm not even going to do a great paint job on this. I'm just going to spread white paint. Okay. It's going to go underneath the silver, but I really want it to pop. Okay. Now, I should probably be using my sponge. I think this was the one that I used for the white. I'm going to put that right over here for a minute because I'm going to use that in a second. But for the big parts, I can use this. And literally not even like doing a great job painting this, okay? Just getting in there with it. I don't want to go over the edge, so I'm going to try to not get too close. Hi, Alma. How are you? Yeah, he loves ice. And like whenever we had our party, I realized it because he gets real hot, okay? He's constantly running. Whenever he goes outside, he gets the zoomies real bad. And so he runs and runs and runs and he's hot. And it's very hot outside. So that, no wonder, right? But he's hot. And so at our party, we had ice chests everywhere because, you know, we had like drinks and beer and stuff in ice chests. And then other people that were here brought their own ice chests. And so he would just sit next to the ice chest and wait for someone to get a drink and then beg him for ice. Try to stick his head right in there. Okay. Love you, Lori. All right. I am going to do just a little bit of white on this little poof ball. But again, this is the under layer, so I'm not real super worried about it. All right. And then I got to clean up the edges down here for the beard. And we're going to be good to go here in just a second. We have a transfer to use, okay, and a chalk cutout. If you comment the word Santa, you will get the link to get all this stuff on sale, okay? You'll also get all the other goodie links, like my favorite stuff on Amazon. Y'all, I put like organizing stuff in there too. Some really cute like shirts that I found and stuff that I ended up loving. Like my favorite little shirts that I wear to work and like real cute ones too. Plus like there's this one t-shirt that I am obsessed with. I pretty much will buy anything that's in the brand that it is because I love it. It's like Zendaya or something is the brand. I forget exactly what it's called. But their clothes are so comfortable. And so every time I see, like I found this shop online that was having a sale the other day and it was just that brand. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna wear myself out buying all these clothes. But seriously, their t-shirts are the most comfortable. Plus I can get away with them for work too, which is perfect because, you know, I gotta be comfortable. Okay. That's probably good enough. Now, hopefully it is. Now, if I find an issue here, whenever I'm putting all this together, I can just quickly touch it up. It shouldn't be a big deal. Hi, Jocelyn. How are you? Hey, Anita. Welcome. All right. So here is our, now obviously this little guy is not done. Okay. But that is the idea tonight. And what we need to do is, so we are using the rustic round. Okay. And I want to just show you real quick. So this guy, and I love how this has like this circle around it too. It's fun. It's just slightly smaller than the rustic round, and I love that too. Okay. So you can kind of put him at an angle or whatever you want to do. Our little Santa, okay? But we're going to actually use this transfer. It's called Mary and Holly, okay? It's got some nice holly leaves on there too. But it has this word, be merry, or it has the word be right here. And I just wanted to figure out my spacing here. Now, I think I'm gonna use the cherry, but I'm also gonna use Shimmer Frost because that's what we're gonna do on our other words. And so I thought, why not do a little bit, make it shadowed, right? It's like one of my favorite techniques. So I'm just gonna put that down and I'm gonna use the cherry first, okay? I'm gonna try and pick this up as much as I can as I go so that I'm not leaving a bunch behind, okay? And let that is absolute perfection right there, okay? I'm gonna let that dry and then we're gonna come back and we are going to add a layer on top of that, okay? So if you can start to imagine how this is gonna look, okay? We also have the cutouts for the word Mary, okay? So we need to start thinking about that as well. So let's, I think I can throw that over there and I'm gonna just let this dry right over here for a minute and we can move on and do the word Mary here. I also probably need to clean this, so we'll do that in just a second. Let me first wax this. Now again, make sure that you comment the word Santa to get the stuff to make this project. And you know, I'm gonna wax this just a little bit. I don't think it's even really necessary. The only reason I'm really doing it is because this is a chalk chip, okay? And I did paint it. So sometimes on these chalk chips, because they're reusable, which is amazing, whenever you put a transfer down on it, sometimes it will peel up some of the paste, and I don't want it to peel up any of my paste. So I'm gonna just try to cut that off and not let it happen at all. Now I already separated my transfer out. I just cut it right along the lines. See, you can see the little line right there. I just cut it along those lines to help me not have to cut I don't want to cut the backer sheets. I'm trying my best not to cut backer sheets anymore because it makes it too hard whenever there's a bunch of little pieces and then trying to find that transfer later is like, what piece goes with what, you know? All right, plus I've got tons and tons of books of transfers, like of binders with transfers in them, and it's like, it's a lot. So I'm trying to hang my transfers now. Well, the ones I can, and the smaller ones I've put in the books, but okay, so I'm gonna just line this up, which these see-through-ish transfers sure do make it easy. Just want to make sure it's right in the middle, okay, and get that pushed down really nicely all the way. Oh, I'm thirsty. All right. And we're gonna use Shimmer Frost, okay? Love this color. Hopefully you know this color. It's solid favorite year round, but especially Christmas time. Any Christmas decor, I gotta find some way to incorporate shimmer frost in some way. Okay. And I thought this one was just perfect for it. Plus, if we can use it on the rustic round too for the word bee, that will just tie it all in together. Okay. There we go. That is perfect. And then let's see if we can get the rest of this Mary going. Just make sure that you have it pushed down really well. I've got something in my silk screen right here, so let me just, and I don't even know what it is. It looks like it's maybe like, I don't think it was even anything that would hinder me whenever I'm using this transfer, but whatever it was, I wanted to get it out of that silk screen so that it doesn't cause my paste to leak out underneath, okay? It was kind of flat, but not trying to test it. Push my luck too much, you know? All right. Oh, you know what? Let me... knock that over. Let me move this. Y'all, I'm a mess, okay? I have this here. It was about to get knocked over. I need to heat up my glue gun so that everything's ready to go. Put that over there. So glad I was able to do a similar setup in this room where I can have everything pretty much at arm's reach and have more space than I did in my shed in the end. So that's cool. All right. It's perfect. Absolute perfection. So let me just put that right there for now. Here we go. All right, so I already have the M done over here. I'm just going to let that just hang out right over there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all this stuff off of the tape. And I think we're almost ready to start really putting this all together. Okay, put that down there. And look how good that Posca pen did. I just love it. They make life so easy. All right. Now, this isn't even quite dry yet. It doesn't look like, but we're gonna get it to dry. I am going to wax this because I do not want to pull this up whenever I think we might be okay to not clean that transfer. I'm bad. I'm a bad girl. Don't do what I do, okay? But I'm also a lazy girl. All right. So just a little bit of wax goes a really, really long way. Put that down here. And now that, oof, I need to be careful. That's dry. And now that I have this on here, I just wanted to use my Santa as a guide so that I knew exactly, like fuzz on this, knew exactly where to put the word be. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I have my transfer. Of course I didn't clean it because I'm a hot mess, but that's okay. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna just center it and I'm gonna put it down as if I was gonna put it down on the word and line it up, and then I'm gonna move it over just slightly, okay? Now, I like to go about halfway over. Now I'm gonna try and show y'all this. I think that might not be far enough. Let me see. There. Let me see if I can show you exactly what I did here. Oops. Okay, so see how I lined this up, but I moved it over just a little bit so that you can see the wood underneath it, okay? It's not just perfectly lined up because I don't want to completely cover up the red that I did. I must have put my squeegee away already. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, another squeegee, that's fine. And push it down really well, okay? Make sure that you have a good seal. I like to do, if I'm going to use a shimmer color, I like to do a matte color on the bottom, okay? Because if not, you run the risk of having your paste leak because the shimmer pastes are a little bit, they have like a higher, they come up a little bit higher than the matte paste does, okay? So look how good that turned out. And it's gonna go perfect. Like that, oh, it's perfect. Y'all, this is great. Look at my brain working like I'm some kind of designer or something. I don't know. I don't know who I think I am, but I'm somebody. All right, now, again, as I always like to do, I want to come over here and I want to put this thing together before I actually glue anything down. Make sure I have all of my paint in the right place, okay? Nothing funny, no funny business going on. And, oh my gosh, this is just so cute. All right, now I have my beard. Let's not forget about that. I think that's my favorite part of this whole thing. Okay, so we do have a little bit of beard that is misaligned here. So what I would like to try and do is just try and mark that, okay? And so I just got my little Posca pen and just marked it, and I can just come right in here and color that in. Okay, now there's a spot over here too that's a little too high because I've got a little ahead of myself here. Let's see if I can fit it through there. Now, I'm not even coloring this in that good. I'm just doing it, it's just a background, okay? I think the silver is really gonna take away from a lot of the white anyway, so it's not a big deal, okay? But I want it to, still want it to look good, you know? All right, I don't have a color like this. This is my oatmeal. Now I'm gonna just get a very small brush really quick and try to touch this up. So my little favorite brush from Dollar Tree that's tiny. Just touch that up. Where I went a little wild. with the white. And that, I mean, that right there, my friends, is all you gotta do, okay? It's basically perfect. And the silver is perfect. This little guy is a silver fox, and I am here for it. Okay, so let's see what else we need to do. So this is his little hat band thing, okay? We got a cute little mustache. Again, just hit it with a 220 grit sanding block just to knock any little burrs off of it. That is so cute. And let's see if we can line this star up. Or I mean star, the little poof. And I think I might even move it up just a little bit because I went a little too far with the white paint over the red. So just make it a little layered looking, you know. All right. And then his holly leaf is gonna go right there. And I'm gonna do that. He's got a little nose and 2 little eyes. Oh my gosh, he is so, so cute. Now, just start gluing. Hi, Mom. Welcome. So, as always, I'm going to just start from the top and glue in layers, okay? And, of course, the bigger pieces, I'm going to use hot glue too. Or hot glue probably only, actually, maybe. I use a little bit of Eileen's, but really hot glue is what's gonna save the day here. Now, I'm lining it up on this side first, and then I can drop it in on that side, just to make sure that it's in the right place. And then this little bad boy. So this one, I did move it up a little bit so that it's a little bit layered, which that's super cute. Good call on my part, I think. Put his little nose in place. I am gonna get his eyes first because it's a little difficult to get in there. And then, oh my gosh, I love him. Yeah, and see, I didn't even need to worry about where I had too much, not enough white paint because now his mustache is covering it up, but I'm glad I did worry about it. Hi, Debbie, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so, so much for joining me. All right. Now I'm coming around with this glue here, okay? I'm just trying to get on most parts, and this glue works great, okay? It does take a minute to like really fully take effect, and especially if it's holding something heavy on. So I'm probably gonna just add at the end, I'll add a couple of dots of hot glue and a couple of strategic places like underneath where his mustache will cover it, so that that initial, the hot glue will do the initial hold, and then the once this glue takes effect, then we'll be good. But I did have a little bit of a struggle last night whenever I was doing my turkey, because the Eileen's glue was not strong enough to hold like right from the start. And so we had a bit of a little struggle there. But that glue is really good, but it's just, it's hard with heavy stuff. Okay, this is so cute. I can't hardly take it. how much I love this. Okay, so now for this, y'all, I love him so much. Like, you really don't know how much I love him. Okay, I'm not doing the entire M either. And then again, I'm gonna just take a couple of little strategic dots. Just to make sure that it holds really nicely. Y'all, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, he is so adorable. I cannot stand it. So you got to grab him, okay? You can comment the word Santa to get him for yourself. Again, just a few dots. We're not going to go crazy here with hot glue. I don't want it poking out of the sides, okay? And the Aleene's glue works fabulous, so not worried about it not holding or anything. Y'all, I'm loving this. I mean, he's just so cute. All right. Hi, Shirley. How are you, love? Okay, now for the real test. Okay, so we're going to go around with Aleene's all the way around. All right. I'm going to even do Aleene's here. Now, we're going to do hot glue, okay? Just like so. Maybe one more time there. And then the flipperoonie. I'm trying my best. Okay. And remember, this does not go all the way to the edge, so leave an edge. And bam. Just like that, okay? He is on. Now, I want to be sure that he's pushed down, that he's really good and sealed, at least here, okay? The outer edges, the Aleene's glue will work just fine, but the middle is the hot glue, okay? So there's my little Santa. And then let us not forget a hanger for him. Isn't he so cute? I mean, I'm loving him a lot. This is what, these are the projects, y'all, that just make me just so happy. I love this, okay? I mean, look at him. Oops. And the fun thing about him is that you don't even have to, he doesn't have to go on there straight. Like, he's kind of meant to be sideways. Isn't he adorable? So I'm just going to, I'm using my thick jute. Now I am doubling it, okay, because this one's kind of a bigger, heavier hanger than I normally do, okay? So I'm just gonna do a double knot here, maybe. Let me do it, not like that. It's kind of too much like a slip knot. We'll do a small double knot, or maybe even a single, and then I will glue it on the back. I always like to, whenever I use jute like this, I tie a knot and then I just glue it right here to the back of the board, okay? And where that knot is, let's put this down so that we don't scratch our Santa's face up. And just like to do that. And you can even, I mean, if you're making this for someone else, you can even put like a piece of ribbon over this, and it'll just give a nice clean look, okay? Like this, let me show you. Like a small just piece of ribbon right across there. Just like that, okay? So I'm just going to even right there. And then put it right across. Make sure that's not poking up. Okay, and then let's see if we can all right, just like that. And now, y'all, look how cute he is. I mean, I'm in love. Look at him. I hope that you love him just as much as I do. Isn't he so cute? And I mean, really, there's no way to do this wrong, okay? So comment the word Santa to get all the stuff to make this little guy for yourself. And I hope that you all have a wonderful night. Happy Friday. And I hope you have a great Saturday. I hope you get to sleep in or do something fun tomorrow. And make sure that you keep an eye out. I will be live tomorrow night. And then I am planning on doing a live sale with new retired transfers that you have never seen me have before. Early next week. So probably Tuesday. Okay? So keep an eye out, join my VIP group and my cutout page. Go check out the Etsy, look for more cutouts that you love, and comment the word Santa to get this one yourself, okay? See y'all later. Have a great night.